So I was at ABC News for a long time, and then 17 years at NBC News. When I decided to come to Hofstra. I decided to make the change because I'd been doing broadcast journalism for decades. Quite honestly, I turned 60, and I frankly just wasn't as enthusiastic about the work I was doing. And I thought, well, if I'm going to try one last chapter in my career, something new, I should probably get on with it at the age of 60. So a friend told me that Hofstra University was looking for a new dean of communication, and I put my name in the hat, and very kindly they gave me the job. You have influence, I suppose, by inspiration and leadership and collaboration. But at the end of the day, it is the faculty who are the core of this place. I take my job as being to make sure the faculty have the tools they need to do their job, make sure we can support them in every way, encourage them to innovate programs, encourage them to try new things, even if they're not all going to work. The communication industry, journalism in particular, is changing very, very rapidly. And that means our programs, which are designed to prepare all of you to be good humans and good citizens, but also skilled professionals, we have to make sure our programs stay in touch with what's going on in the industry. So I consider one of my main roles is to be that bridge between what's going on in the industry and what's happening in our classrooms. 30 years ago, the film program here was probably being taught on film. It's all digital now. The equipment that you're working with today is different. So some of the skills programs are definitely different. At the same time, the core values and the core learning you do about how to conduct journalism, how to do what you're doing right now, interviewing me, how to investigate stories, how to tell a story well, hasn't changed all that much. So, the core things that you learn, how you put a story like this together, the narrative, how you cut up the bits of what I'm saying to make a sensible narrative, that hasn't changed very much. The camera you're doing it with, the device you're holding in your hand, that's all different. There are a lot of paths for success, and most of them don't go in a straight line. I think in all the fields of storytelling, there are some common aspects. One is to be curious about the world around you. You have an internal life, but you need to relate to the world around you. But relating with the world, being curious about the community around you, I encourage our students to go out into the community around Hofstra. Don't just sit on the campus, but really explore the world around you. We have our study away programs, which we're very enthusiastic about. So be a curious person. Be a good writer. I think good writing is really, really important. And be nimble. Don't be afraid to take risks, and don't be afraid to leap into something if it really interests you and you think you'd be good at it. We are about creating the world where preparation meets opportunity. Your professors prepare you, the work you do prepares you, and then when that opportunity presents itself, which it will, and sometimes in very unexpected ways, don't be afraid to leap into it and be confident in your abilities. I think people who are successful in the communications and media space need to have a certain amount of risk tolerance. The industry is changing a lot, and it's changing rapidly and in unpredictable ways. But the flip side of that anxiety that sometimes comes with that is enormous excitement and opportunity and adventure.